Hey everyone, welcome to a new video of the Dynamics 365 series. My name is Patel and I welcome all of you to a brand new video. Today in this video, we are going to talk about a very specific requirement in Dynamics 365 CRM. And many of you might have heard about this requirement before, and some of the experienced folks would have worked upon it as well. But today we will see by writing a code in plugin that how you can prevent the duplicate account creation in Dynamics 365. And this thing is something which is not related to only the account entity, it is specific to any entity. So you can just work your code based upon your requirement. But today in this video we are specifically going to talk about the account entity, and I'm going to show you by writing a plugin code that how you can prevent creating a duplicate account. So before starting to write the code, I just want to tell you that how are we going to differentiate the two accounts. So as you can see here, I'm just going to open this account here, and I will differentiate the accounts on the basis of their name. So in our code, what we will do if I'm creating a new account and it has the same name as that of any previous account which has already been created, then in that case it would not allow to create that particular account. So that is the requirement which we will develop. All right, so let me just go on to my Visual Studio, and here we will write the code. As you can see here, I have already created a namespace and we have declared a public class prevent duplicate account, and from here we will start writing the code. I have already installed the important Nugget packages, so I'll just show you that by right clicking here. When you click on manage Nugget packages, just a second, yes, so you can see I have already installed the necessary Nugget packages here. Yes, so all of them are already installed, so we do not need to do anything on that part. We will just start writing the code. But before writing the code, I'll just include the Microsoft dot xrm dot sdk, and also we want the query, so I will also import that dot query. All right, that's it. So let's write the code. Sorry, yes, so I'm going to write the method here, public void execute service provider. Let's go in here, and now I will have to create the context. So for that I'll write I plugin execution context. So if you have already watched my previous video on Dynamics 365 plugin, you would have already known that what exactly I'm doing here. So in order to understand all these things, I would definitely tell you that if you're new to the plugins, please check out the blogs or maybe my previous video, so that you can get a better idea about what this context and service provider, all these things mean. All right, okay. So I plugin execution context service provider dot get service, and yeah, I can just write tab. Now let's create the service factory. So I'll write I organization service factory. Service factory is equal to I organization service factory service provider dot get service, and type of, let's write tab, and let's go. Now I'll create the service. All right, so for creating the service, I'll write I organization service, then let's write service is equal to, we will create the service using the service factory, right? So service is basically the instance of the service factory. So I'll write service factory dot create organization service, then let's pass the context dot user ID. All right, so I hope everything is clear till this point. Now let's move forward, and we want to add one condition before moving forward. So for that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a condition if context dot message name dot to lower is not equal to, let's say, create, or context dot primary entity name dot to lower is not equal to account, then in that case I would not like to move forward, right? So I hope that this thing is clear to you. Nothing, it is just that I am checking that whether the operation is create or not, or whether the entity is account or not. If that's not the case, then I would not like to move forward. So this is the only thing which I have added here. Now let's move forward and check that whether we have got the target or not, right? So we have to check that whether the input parameters are there in the context or not, and for that I have to add another condition. So I'll write if context dot input parameters dot contains target, then return. Okay, so I just need to negate it, so I will add the not expression here. What does it mean is that if there is no input parameter in the context, if there is no target, then in that case I would not like to move forward, because this condition will become true in that case, and we'll just return from there, and we would not execute the statements after it. All right, okay, let's move forward. Now what I want to do here is I want to get my target, so I'll write entity target, oh my god, one second, is equal to, I'll just tab here and let's write context, all right, dot input parameters target, right? So we are done with this also. So what we have done here is that we have created an entity type target, and in that I am taking my target object, converting it into an entity object, and then we are putting this thing into this variable. All right, so this is the thing we have been doing in this case. Now after getting the target, I just want to check one thing, that if my target contains the name field. All right, so for the account we have the name field, as you can see here. Let me just show you very quickly. The logical name of this particular field is actually name, so let me just show you. All right, so as you can see here, this is the name, and we have used it here. All right, so if my target does not contains the name field, then in that case also I would not like to move forward, right? So this is the only condition which I have mentioned here. Done. I think as far as conditions are concerned, we have very well mentioned all the conditions. Now let's move on to the logical part. Now what I want to do here is that I want to take this name and I want to store it into a string variable. So I will declare one string variable called account name, and we'll use target dot get attribute value, yes, and the type is string, and the name of the field is name. All right, so this is what we have done. So we have just taken the string value of that account name, and from here now we'll move forward to writing the query. So let me just write the query. We'll write query, all right, let me just query expression query is equal to new query query expression for which entity. Let's write the name of the entity, which is account. All right, after this I will write another query for the column, which is name. So query dot column set. All right, so column set, query dot column set is equal to new column set, and let's write the name of the column here in this, which is name. All right, now so here we have done a query where we are getting the name of the account where we're getting the name field of from the account entity for all the records which are there already in the system. And then I want to add one condition here. So let me just add the condition by writing this syntax: query dot criteria dot add condition, and inside this I will first write name, then I will be using the condition operator. So condition operator dot equal, I will be using this one, and it should be equal to the account name. So what does it mean is that if I find any account into my system which has the same name as that of this string value which is already here, then in that case I want to move forward and do some operations, right? So I want to store this result. So let me just write where, and since it is an existing account, I'll write existing. This is the variable which we are going to declare. And let me write service dot retrieve multiple, and we want to retrieve the query. All right, this is the thing which you want to do. Now if in the case I find any account, let's say, which has the same name as that of the one which we are trying to create, then in that case I would not like to move forward, or I would just like to throw an error to the system that sorry, you cannot create this particular account because there is already an account with the same name. All right, so we'll write if existing dot entities dot count is greater than 0, then in that case I will throw an exception, throw new invalid plugin execution exception, in which I will write sorry, and account with the name, let's write the name account name already exists, hence you are not allowed to create an account with this name. All right, great. So this is it. Yes, we have done with it, right? So as you can see, what is the logic? Logic is very simple. First of all, we had played around with a lot of conditions. After playing around with those conditions, what we have done next is we have just thrown an exception if in the case there is already an account which has the same name as that of the one which you are trying to create, and then in that case we would not like to move forward. So this is the code and this is the logic, as simple as that. It's not that much hard, right? And now let's save it up and build this one. All right, so the build is succeed, and now I will go to the XRM toolbox and I'm using my plugin registration tool here to register this assembly. So for registering the assembly, I will click on register here, and let's click on register new assembly, and here we need to select it up. So what I will do here, I'll just come up here and right click, open in File Explorer. Let's go to object, okay, let me just open it again. Open in File Explorer, double click, debug, and here we have our DLL. So I'll just select this path, come up here, go here, just paste it up, and here we have our DLL. Let's just select it and click on register selected plugins. All right, so we have registered the plugin, as you can see here. Now I will register a step here. So let's right click, click on register new step. A message is create, so let's select the message. Primary entity will be account, so let's select the account, and operation will be pre-operation. Right now I want it to trigger only when the name field is going to get modified, right? Because we are writing all our logic on the name field. So let's write name, and name is also a mandatory field, so it would not allow to create the record until and unless we write some value into the name field, right? So this is the thing. All right, now let's click on register new step. So as you can see here, the step has been registered, and now we are just away from checking that whether our logic is working fine or not. Let me just clear all the logical names and let me just do a hard refresh here. All right. Okay, so let's go back. And as you can see here, I have already one account with the name Adidas. So I will try to create another account with the same name. So let's click on new and let's write the name as Adidas. All right, and let's click on save. Now, since there is an already built-in feature of the Dynamics 365 CRM where it just warns you that you are creating a duplicate record, and this is just a warning, right? But even after this warning, you can just ignore it and save it. But in our case, since we have written a plugin here, it would not allow us ultimately. And as you can see here, they have thrown a business process error to us, which is sorry, an account with the name Adidas already exists, hence you are not allowed to create an account with this name. And this is how it would not allow me to create a new account since there is already an account with the same name, right? So here our plugin works. So Dynamics 365 CRM already has a built-in feature where it warns you if you are creating a duplicate record. But if you do not want to allow the user in any case to create the record with the same name, then you can write such a plugin, right? So it is such a beauty, and I hope that you guys like this video. And if that's the case, please make sure that you like this video, share this video with your friends, and last but not the least, subscribe to this channel so that I can feel motivated to upload more such videos and educate the entire Dynamics 365 community with my new ideas. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.